Good morning. Welcome to the First UU Church of Indiana, Pennsylvania. It is a pleasure to be with those in person in the sanctuary and with those joining us online. If you're here on Zoom, we appreciate your presence, and a special welcome to those from the Pittsburgh Shared Pulpit who join us today from several congregations nearby. We do ask that you silence yourselves on Zoom, keep yourself muted, and please make sure your microphone stays off until coffee hour. I invite you now to take a breath, rise in body, spirit, or voice to join in our opening hymn today, which can be found in your gray hymnal. It's number 389, Gathered Here. Let's see.
Welcome. I'm Oliver John, a member of the youth program here at the First UU Church of Indiana. I'm glad to be here with you. On behalf of the entire congregation, thank you for being here, whether in person, on Zoom, or via YouTube. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. Please fill out a blue visitor sheet at the welcome table. We'll make sure you are personally welcomed and added to our weekly newsletter mailing list. If you're joining online, send an email to office@firstuu-indianapa.org. Join our newsletter mailing list. On Zoom, you'll see the chat button below the video screen. We use that feature for our greetings, chalice lighting, and for joys and concerns during the service. The First Unitarian Universalist Church of Indiana, PA is a member congregation of the Unitarian Universalist Association. We are of self-governing congregations united in a web of mutuality that creates our domination. We have no creed or doctrine teaching that all individuals have the right and the responsibility to discern and follow their own spiritual paths. We come together to support and assist each other on our journeys and to build our beloved community together. I invite you to stay after the service to greet one another and rejoice in our mutual presence. We will open up the microphones on Zoom for coffee hour, and here in person, you will be welcome to greet those joining us electronically at the time as well. Today is a whole church worship, so children and youth of all ages will be participating in our entire worship service today. Offering shared worship each month for people of all ages is an important piece of how we make church accessible and inclusive across generations. Please take this opportunity today to meet someone much younger or older than yourself and welcome one another as a part of our whole church community. And now I invite you to take a gentle breath and settle yourself into a spirit of worship.
Call to Worship for the Beauty of Earth by Barbara Peskin. Barbara Peskin writes, for the beauty of the earth, the spinning blue-green ball, yes, Gaia, mother of everything, we walk gently across your back to come together again in this place to remember how we can live, to remember who we are, to create how we will be. Gaia, our home, the lab in which we live, welcome us. And now let us light our chalice flame. On Zoom, you may type, the flame is lit, and say where you are joining us from in the chat bar. Our religious exploration classes have some hand gestures for the chalice lighting, which they will teach us first. With minds that think, hearts that love, hands that are ready to serve. Oh, wait, where's the lighting? So use. Now please rise in body, spirit, or voice and join in singing our hymn number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are, which can be found in your gray hymnal.
Our story today is called I Am Enough by Grace Byers. Like the sun, I'm here to shine. Like the voice, I'm here to sing. Like the bird, I'm here to fly and soar high over everything. Like the trees, I'm here to grow. Like the mountains, here to stand. Like time, I'm here to be in everything I can. Like the champ, I'm here to fight. Like the heart, I'm here to love. Like a ladder, here to climb. And like the air, to rise above. Like the wind, I'm here to push. Like a rope, I'm here to pull. Like the rain, I'm here to pour and drip and fall until I'm full. Like the moon, I'm here to dream. Like the student, here to learn. Like the water, here to swell. Like the fire, here to burn. Like the winner, I'm here to win. And if I don't, I'll get up again. I know that I may sometimes cry, but even then, I'm here to try. I'm not meant to be like you. You're not meant to be like me. Sometimes we will get along, and sometimes we will disagree. I know that we don't look the same, our skin, our eyes, our hair, our frame, but that does not dictate our worth. We both have places here on earth, and in the end, we are right here to live a life of love, not fear, to help each other when it's tough, to say together, I am enough. Let's all place our hand gently over our heart, take a deep breath in together and a long breath out, and repeat with me, I am enough. I am enough. We now invite you to pass the sign of peace with one another, and especially to anyone you haven't met before or haven't seen recently, and to people of all ages, in appreciation for our community.
All right. Dear lovely talkative congregants, if you'll start making your way back to your seats.
We are here to abet creation and to witness it,
to notice each other's beautiful face and complex nature,
so that creation need not play into an empty house. During our centering music, if you have joys or sorrows you would like spoken aloud in our pastoral prayer, please write them on your note card and place them in the basket during our centering music.
If you are joining us on Zoom, please place them in the chat, or tech host will write them down and put them in the basket for you.
We wear masks at Halloween and can pretend to be someone or something else, but it's not always about pretending to be something different than who we are, is it? Sometimes we pick costumes that represent something we hope to become or some part of us that we want to celebrate. If we feel brave, we might choose to become a superhero. If we like the way we're smart and like to figure things out, we might choose to be a scientist. If we like sports, we might dress up as a soccer player. If we like playing practical jokes, we might dress as a mischievous monster. It's the way of telling the world what's special about you. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you, or if you'd rather keep your eyes open, find a soft focus. Imagine yourself in your Halloween costume or in a costume that you would choose if you could dress up as anything at all. Notice what you're wearing. Does your costume have a mask? Are you wearing a wig? What shapes and colors does it have? Is it a person from history or inspired by a kind of job or role a person has? Try to imagine what it feels like to be in that costume and for people to see you all dressed up. Now notice how you feel, what you're thinking about. Get a little curious about what choosing this costume might express about you and who you are. Is any of that surprising? Take a deep breath and a long breath. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And when you're ready, open your eyes and leave your costume in your imagination. Maybe you learned something about yourself and what's special about you through your costume that you can carry back out into the world with you. And now let us speak our 7 principles that can be found in your order of service and on your screen. The inherent worth and dignity of every person, justice, equity, and compassion in human relations, acceptance of one another, and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregation. A free and responsible truth and meaning, the right of conscience, and the use of the democratic process within our congregation and in society. The goal of the world community, peace and justice for all, and respect for interconnected world, all existence of which we are.
And we now come to that time in our worship service where we take a moment to honor the joys and the sorrows in our lives. I invite you to come forward as you wish, to place a stone or light a candle in the silence of our sacred space. Hold that, please. So now, let us join hearts and minds together in a spirit of prayer and of meditation. Spirit of life and of love, we gather in community each week to share milestones of our living. We honor the anniversary of the death of Teresa Lynn Lomax, who died on October 25th, 5 years ago. We hold in our hearts her loving family. Let us send prayers and loving thoughts to Pauline's brother-in-law, Ken Treese, who is having heart surgery tomorrow and could use your best prayers. An old friend of Judith's passed away last week, leaving his family in great need. So let us hold them in our thoughts as well, reaching out if we are able. Let us also hold room in our hearts for things which bring joy. Today is Halloween, which brings great joy to many, including Zuzu and Jessica. Let us also celebrate the joy that Kyle and Cheryl have been married for 8 years. The Reeves family holds a special joy that Aunt Kathy is visiting. And the joy always of the democratic process that November 2nd, this Tuesday, will be a time for all of us to engage with our 5th principle. All of us over the age of 18 have a chance to go and vote. I should hear way more yays. All right. And that today we honor ancestors, for tomorrow is All Souls Day. Today is a time of celebration, of joy, and sometimes little scares because it is Halloween. So let us hold hope in our hearts that everyone gets the amount of candy they want and need and has a lot of fun. So for all the blessings of our lives, may we be grateful for the beauty of the earth, the changing seasons, the amazing fall leaves, especially as you go out to the parking lot. That hillside is lovely right now. And for the ever-flowing gift of life, may we hold thanks. In times of fragile hearts and tender sorrows, may we find comfort and strength. And may our hearts be healed, and may we be at peace here together. Blessed be.
The First UU Church of Indiana, we share the plate by giving a portion of every week's donations to an organization outside of the church. This is part of our congregation's mission to promote compassionate and responsible thought and action in the world by giving back to the community around us every week. So when you give this morning, know that you are making an impact not only for this congregation, but also in the wider community through our shared giving. One second, sorry. One second, I'm not good at this. Huh? Okay. It's fine. This month, our share of the plate recipient is the Indiana Free Library. For over 100 years, the Indiana Free Library has been serving our community, offering free informational, educational, and entertaining resources and programs. The Indiana Free Library estimates that for every dollar supporting the library, a value of nearly $6 goes back into the community. They offer online programs and events for all ages, which are free and open to the public, including story times, book clubs, crafting clubs, computers by appointment, an anti-racism and Black Life in America shelf on Cloud Library, and more. The library provides access to digital resources, including ebooks, research databases, as well as online courses. In the spirit of our own search for truth and meaning, this congregation is proud to support the Indiana Free Library and its work in the local community. Please give generously as you are able to the work of this church within and beyond our walls, as we share in singing of our offertory hymn. If the RE children and youth will come up for the offering song.
Thank you all so much. Our morning offering is gratefully received. So here we are. It's Halloween. It is the time of ghosties and ghoulies and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the night. And, well, why Halloween? Why Halloween? Because everyone has things they dream, and sometimes those dreams are not fun dreams, they're nightmares. Sometimes there are things you're afraid of, things that are a little scary. Maybe things outside of you, those things that go bump in the night. Sometimes it's the things deep inside you that make you afraid. Who you have been or who you think you might become if you weren't so careful to make a different choice. But this is a day for building courage. This is a day for building relationship. On All Souls Day, we think of our ancestors, their memories, the things that have been, the things that have come to bring us into the world. And that veil becomes thin. And it's also a time for building imagination, for bringing things into the world as they may not have been previously, wondering who we could become, and perhaps dressing like something we wish to be. Clothing and masks, as we've heard earlier, might be to conceal our true selves, but sometimes they make us settled in our identities as well. Costuming proclaims something about us. And not all costuming is for Halloween. We wear costumes, in truth, every day of our lives. When we choose to put on jeans or a skirt or dress pants, we know something about who you are, where you're going, what you are choosing to present. Let's say you wear apple-bottom jeans and the boots with the fur. Some of you go, yeah, I know where that person's going. It's a party. If you're going to San Francisco and you be sure to wear some flowers in your hair, others of you are going, that's a hippie. I know something about that person as well. It's another era, another decade of alignment. Everything we wear, every way we choose to be is a costume. And today is a day when you can take that to the extreme. Isn't it glorious? Perhaps you want to be Captain Marvel or a tiger to show courage. Perhaps you're the Hulk who struggles sometimes to bring out anger in constructive ways. Perhaps you're a punk like me. I realized this morning, dressing up, that I went, I don't actually know if my congregation will know that I'm wearing a costume. And isn't that the right congregation to be in? I'm living my best life as a minister here. For me, when I was younger, dressing up like a punk, putting on the big boots, they're fabulous. I'm just going to give you a moment. Putting on those big boots, putting on my hoodie with all the patches that I had sewn or safety pinned on, getting my nails done up, making sure my hair was up so it couldn't get pulled, was a way of saying, I'm ready. I feel courageous. If there's a fight, I'm in it. And I'm here for justice. That's always been a part of who I am. But the dressing up made me feel brave and ready. Gave me a little more something of me to bring out. So think about your everyday costumes, your masks. This year, masking hasn't just been a Halloween thing. We wear masks every single day. And boy, beyond those first few days of the pandemic, masks have been a way of telling people who you are as well. Maybe you're a plain and simple surgical mask folk. Maybe you wear your religious self out and proud. Maybe you love cats. Maybe you like pumpkins. Maybe you have seasonal fashion for all types of being. Just think for a second. What masks do you use? Which ways have you become part of wearing that costume? Because all of that is part of what we are celebrating today. That day of getting to be someone you're not, or someone you are, or someone you wish you could be. Now, several years ago, I lived in Guatemala And one of the places in Guatemala that you go for All Saints' Day, of course, is Todos Santos. It is literally a town named after all the saints. And they have horse racing, and they have celebrations to memorialize the ancestors. But most importantly, one of the things about Todos Santos that is really special is that they're one of the few places in Guatemala where everyone, men and women, wear traditional indigenous traje. Traje are costumings, the traditional garb. And that was fascinating. Todos Santos is a red with pinstripes of black and white for their pants, for the men. And what I found most interesting is that, yes, when you go there, everyone is wearing indigenous fabric. But the young boys in the village, they weren't wearing straight-legged pants that looked like they were from the 1600s. They had had their moms cut them Jinko's style. They were wearing indigenous traje skater pants with embroidered pockets that looked like they could have come out of any American jeans store. And yet they were traditional. They had blended that honoring of the ancestors and of their traditions with their own style, their ways of being, who they wanted to be contemporary style. And it was beautiful. And in a few more years, I'm sure there were indigenous traje skinny jeans. And who knows what that will look like in the future. But it's that we're celebrating today. It's that blending, honoring the ancestors and imagining the future, building a relationship in this moment now. And yes, there's also candy, and that's pretty exciting. There is the being in the now, the present, that exciting sugar rush. But as we're doing that, let's remember that the reason that Halloween, Samhain, All Souls Day, all of these celebrations have existed is because there's a power in making the veil thin and indistinct between the past and the future and the present, in bringing together where you have been and how you hope to be. So let us be in that relationship, and let us have a very happy Halloween. Blessed be. And may you go spookily forward. Our closing words.
Be ye lamps unto yourselves.
Be your own confidence.
Hold the truth within yourselves.
And what? As the only lamp.
And now, please rise in body, voice, and spirit to join me now in singing our closing hymn. 1024. Spirit says do.
Words will be in your teal hymnal or on the screen in your Zoom.
got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you got to do. Oh Lord, you got to do when the Spirit says do. 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 And next is sing. Sing when the Spirit says sing. You got to sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you got to sing. Oh Lord, you got to sing when the Spirit says sing. 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 Let's clap. You got to clap when the Spirit says clap. You got to clap when the Spirit says clap. When the Spirit says clap, you got to clap. Oh Lord, you got to clap when the Spirit says clap. 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 All right, this one's a challenge. We're gonna dance. Put those down and let's do it. You got to dance when the Spirit says dance. You got to dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance, you got to dance. Oh Lord, you got to dance when the Spirit says dance. 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 And let's do one more time. You got to do when the Spirit says do. You got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you got to do. Oh Lord, you got to do when the Spirit says do. 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 Says do.
I invite you to join me in saying together our words to extinguish the chalice. We extinguish our chalice flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
And so, as we leave this place, as we open the circle, as we go forward on our journeys, may we remember the ancestors. May we look to our most vivid dreams and imaginations of the future. May we remember in the present, in the midst of all these things, that we are enough for all that is yet to be. Blessed be, and amen. And a special thank you to all of our youth and children who participated in the service today. That was really wonderful. Thank you all.
I think I think that Michaelina left. Michaelina. Yeah, she was here, but she's not here now. Hi everybody.
Hey Judith, I assume that was you. This is Jan Wolfgang, German name. I'm calling from, well, very close to Yatesboro, PA, and I'm very happy to be with you here today.
Well, greetings. Nice to have somebody new here today, even if it's by Zoom. Looks like everybody's signing off and not staying around to talk. It varies.
Yeah, I've participated in a few services or listened to a few services, but I've never managed to get into the coffee hour afterwards, or it never happened. I'm not sure.
Well, I think it used to be when it was all Zoom. We met in they put us into breakout rooms from Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
We had coffee hour. But now that it's live and Zoom, we just kind of, sometimes some people stay and chat real quick, and other times they go because it's like, okay, it's like mass, it was an hour, it's over. So, I'm not Yatesboro, what county is that in?
Oh my, I'm Kovanshannock. No, that's a township. Well,
Co-
sorry, what you were asking for a township, or
The
you were asking
county,
for a county? I think that's Armstrong.
Armstrong, yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Close.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think I have a general idea where Yatesboro is.
Yeah, my
I'm
official
originally,
address is Katanning.
uh-huh.
But I live like, yeah, 2 minutes, well, probably 20 minutes from downtown Katanning and 2 minutes from downtown Yatesboro.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I
yeah,
just moved here like a year and a half ago. My wife and I used to live in Valencia next to Mars.
okay, yeah, I know where more is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We used to attend UUCNH.
Hmm.
So, but now, well, right during the pandemic, I guess we moved and then couldn't really find a new spiritual home, because, yeah, I don't think via Zoom you can make the right connections. So we're
Yeah, it's
still
pretty
holding
hard.
out a little bit.
It's pretty hard to make a connection through Zoom only. Like I said,
Right.
we are having in-person um service now, as you saw. It's just Sky, let that cord alone. Sorry, I have a kitten. I wanted to chew on the cord.
Oh, yeah, come on,
Uh,
Thumper. Yeah, you can show yourself too. We
oh,
have
hi.
we have 2 cats, 4 dogs, and a parrot.
We used to have 5 cats, but we had a fire at our house and 3 of them died of smoke inhalation.
Oh no. Oh my.
And for a while we thought we had lost 4 because Sky was actually hiding under the sofa in the living room. That's where he liked to sleep. And I'm sure when all the noise and everything, he got scared and just stayed there. And 3 days later, I had called to see if I could let a couple of friends go in to find so that we could get the other 3 to be cremated. And they said, yeah, that was fine as long as everybody was careful. And he called back about 15 minutes later, I think. The gentleman I've been talking to had said, they found a cat. I'm like, and he said it's alive. And I'm just like, okay, either one of the strays from the neighborhood got in, or
Hmm.
one of ours was still alive and they just didn't know. And we got there and it was Sky, who I bottle fed from the time he was 3 weeks old. He's like, he's in hiding. he's
Oh
hiding.
my.
He doesn't make it out. He got scolded.
Well, Sky did the right thing. I think that's what they tell you when there's a fire, stay low.
Yes, that is what they tell you.
But
Yeah.
I can hardly imagine. My wife, one of our dogs is a semi-deformed Yorkshire Terrier, who she raised. Oh, hi, Reverend. Um,
Reverend Elizabeth.
hey, that she raised from, I think, 4 or 5 weeks old, with bottle
Mm,
raised, and that's
yeah.
her baby basically. If anything happened to him, she'd go crazy. So, but he is 13 years now, so
Yeah. Sky's just
bad
a little bit
things will
over a
happen.
year.
Mm,
Sky's just a little over a year old, but it was still when they found him, it was this wonderful little miracle. Oh,
yeah.
he was sooty and scared and cold and had a little scorch on his one back paw. The vet said he must have come out to try and figure out where everybody was and hit something that
Yeah.
was hot. And then went and hit again because, well, there were people in the day after
He was very smart.
to start assessing the damage, but he hid when they first came in. And I
Yeah.
think that by day 3, he was starting to be hungry enough to say, okay, I'm going to have to come out. And the lady said she heard him under the sofa and coaxed him until he came out. And then she said he just followed her around meowing. Like, you're people, but not my people. But people, you guys know each other, so get hold of my people.
Yeah. And while you're at it, feed me.
Yeah, except all the cat food had been ruined in the fire. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, he friend brought him out to the car, and he got with my spouse Judith, got in her lap first. About 15 seconds there. No, this isn't good. Over into my lap for about another 15 seconds, and then he hid under the seat of the driver's seat. And it was like, okay, just as long as you stay there, bud. Because we're gonna
Mhm.
go to the vet and get you checked out and make sure everything's basically okay. And the vet, no, he said his lungs sounded fine. He said he's a little thinner than he should be because he hasn't eaten for 3 days. He said, but since you were able to get him enticed out from under the seat with treats, he says, I don't think there'll be any problem with him eating when you take him home and feed
Right.
him. So
Yep.
yeah,
That's always a good sign when they're
yeah,
eating. They're yeah, it's a good sign. It looks like we're going to get kicked out here soon.
yeah.
Do you plan on attending the service in person anytime soon?
We were planning today, but Judith had a little bit of a stomach bug on Friday, and we decided to stay away.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully next week.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll do the same. Well, hopefully we'll see each other there.
yes, that would be nice. You have a good rest of your week.
Hey, you too.
All
Happy
right, bye-bye.
Sunday. Bye.
Okay.